It's time to talk about medical. Hey everyone, Dylan Schumacher, Citadel Defense, and today we are here to talk about the medical insert for the Spectre chest rig. When I designed the Spectre chest rig, I designed it with these two GP pouches on the side, right? They are fitted so that you could fit a water bottle in here really easily. I have this other insert here that we've talked about before, which is like an insert to protect it so you can put your nods or your thermals or your GPS or other sensitive things in here, right? And today we're here to talk about the medical insert that fits inside this pouch. One of the things that people use the GP pouches for, of course, is medical. Some people prefer to carry their medical that way. Completely understand. And so I wanted to design an insert that is matched specifically for the Spectre chest rig. You can obviously fit anything in that GP pouch that you can make fit. But I wanted a MedInsert that was designed specifically for the chest rig, that's going to hold the necessary IFAK items, and that's going to be the most conducive with the whole system. So I'm really proud to say that after several iterations and some field testing, we've arrived at a product here that I think is going to be very beneficial for those of you who want to carry your IFAK in your GP pouch. So let's go down to the tabletop and let's take a look at it. So let's talk about the insert itself, and then we will talk about how it fits in with the Spectre chest rig. So it's made out of 500D nylon, okay? It has a webbing handle on the top and on the bottom, so you can either invert it to store it in your pouch, or you can store it, with the top side up, depending on how you want to store it and what you want to do. But we have two handles, so user configurable. It's 500D nylon, and it is a bifold system. So it just folds in half, and then the Velcro closes on top. Inside here, we have a bunch of elastic loops, right? So on this side, we have two smaller, kind of 1.5 inch band elastic loops. I think those are 1.5 inch. Let's take a look at that. Yep, those are 1.5 inch. And then we have this larger elastic loop here in the back, right? And these are great for any kind of general bandages or seals or anything like that. Behind here, we also have this Velcro pocket. So this is a Velcro pocket right here. I use that for my chest seals, but of course anything flat that is about that long, which is, just to give you a measurement so you understand what you're looking at, about 7 inches. About 7 inches there to fit in, again, whatever you want. This right here is a tie-down loop. Now I use that specifically for my scissors, but anything else that you would want to have tied down to this kit itself, you can do that. On the bottom here, we have another elastic loop next to our tag. This elastic loop I use for gloves personally, but again, it's user configurable and you can do whatever it is that you want. On this side, I have two elastic loops set up here. Now, I set these two elastic loops up for a tourniquet, as you'll see in a bit, because I wanted you to have the ability to carry a tourniquet in the kit. A lot of times we'll carry our tourniquets separate from our IFAK, and that's totally fine. I usually run mine that way, to be honest. But I want you to have the ability, if you so choose, to that once you get to the IFAK, there is in fact a tourniquet in there, especially for team SOPs, so that we know, hey, once you get to the tourniquet on your teammate, or excuse me, the IFAK on your teammate, there's absolutely going to be a tourniquet in there, and you can use that one. If you can't find the other ones, they have squirreled all over their body, right? Here I have some different size elastic loops for chest decompression needles, markers, whatever over here. And then again, on this side, same thing. We have that Velcro pocket, that Velcro sleeve in the back. That will close fully on top. Like I said, I'm usually using that for chest seals. But if you want to even put Band-Aids or whatever you want back here, it will seal fully on top. So that's end-to-end Velcro. So that's going to fully seal. So whatever goes in there will stay. If you have partial items that'll stick out the top, then it'll leave it open in the middle. And that is pretty much it. The other thing that I did do for the inside, the other thing that I did do on the outside here is I added a tie-down loop. And it comes with a piece of paracord and this little plastic clip. Because the idea here being that you would feed this through the tie-down loop in the GP pouch, and then you would be able to tie this down to your GP pouch, so that once this rig comes out, right, you can get what you need, you can work on it, and then when one of your buddies comes out to drag you out of danger or move you or whatever, that IFAK is getting drugged with you, right? It's coming with you. It's not just gonna get left behind. And that is a really nice feature to be able to have, that you are not losing this IFAK. So I really think that's important when it comes to IFAKs and being able to have them retained to your person, because again, in the event of an emergency and you actually need this and someone's got to move you, etc., etc., it's important to make sure that all the critical gear comes with you. So that is the insert itself. Let's go ahead and look at a live one here and see how it looks. So this is my own personal Spectre chest rig, and I right now have the GP pouch here in the left, or excuse me, I will have the IFAK here in the left GP pouch. Now, you can obviously on the Spectre, you know, you have that spot to stage those tourniquets on the outside, which I take full advantage of, and you should too. But even in here, this is a fully stuffed IFAK, as you'll see. Now, for the closure, you are going to be able to get some partial closure on that GP pouch, okay? You could also run it where you take this cord out, similar to the way you're gonna run your water bottle, right? I would take this flap, I could fold that behind the GP pouch, okay? You get the idea. And then I could run the strap through the loop, right? And then I could buckle it in that way. So if you want your IFAK a little bit more accessible, right? You could run it that way, because then all I gotta do is pop that, and boom, the IFAK comes out. Or you could, if you want it more retained, shall we say, right? More protected, I can run this down and I can Velcro that in, and then I can put the strap over. So I have two methods of retention / protection. Now, getting to the actual insert with what it's full of, right? It's gonna slide right out, no problem. I don't have a tie down loop on this one right now for demo purposes, but that could be retained right here, right? And then either tied to this tie down loop right here, or, you know, with the Spectre, there's a tie down loop in the bottom. You could tie it to that one as well, just depending on what you want to do. For the MedInsert, to give you an idea, right now I am not able to sell these stuffed with things. Maybe that will change in the future, we'll see. But just to give you an idea of what can fit in here. So over here, like I said, we have that spot for that tourniquet. I have a marker, I have a chest decompression needle, and then the nasopharyngeal airway. I don't have anything right now back here in this sleeve that we talked about earlier. Oh, I take that back. Right there I have my casualty card, right? So I do have that in there. Shows you how well I know my own IFAK, right? So here's that tie down loop that we talked about earlier, right? And I have tied that down to a scissors. So we're all good to go in that department. Gloves, like I said, are sitting on the bottom of that IFAK. And then over here on this side, right, we have our general bandages. So this is a, what is this? This is a compressed gauze bandage right there. Here's a survival blanket, right? This is a North American Rescue 4-inch dressing, right? And then back here we have our chest seals. So you basically have a full IFAK here to be able to stuff into your chest rig. And that's really the goal here, is again, be able to have that insert so that it's organized, you can get to right what you need, pull it out of the chest rig, and you're ready to go. So I hope that is really helpful for you. Obviously you can fit this MedInsert in anything that it'll fit in, but it is designed specifically for the Spectre chest rig. So for those of you out there that are already running the Spectre chest rig and you want a way to better organize your IFAK, I hope that you find this really helpful. You can pick this up over on our website, the MedInsert from Citadel Defense. Do brave deeds and endure.